On the old method of translating, we would basically use Word or any other editor, and we used to replace the text with the translation by deleting it. But the new approach of translating considers that it's better for the translator to have in front of his eyes both the source and the target. In this way, it is easier to just write the translation in a different field instead of overwrite it. And different tools use different methods and layout for this. They may have it side by side or one above the others. The modern approach is actually side by side, having in the left the source and in the right the target. All of these CAT tools have as concept using a translation memory called in short a TM, which is nothing else but a database that saves the pairs of the segments, usually sentences, in such a way that they can be used later without retranslating if they occur more than once in the text or in future projects. What a CAT tool can do, as opposed to translating directly in the file, is using various formats of files. That means that you can actually translate files that you cannot open if you don't have the software installed on your computer, for instance, InDesign files or HTML or any other file, basically, that is not that common. And another advantage for using a CAT is that it keeps the layout intact. You don't have to worry that much about changing the layout. And that includes the pictures that stay put in the right place. But also, many CAT tools just ignore everything that concerns formatting of the text. So you have the whole text looking the same, and in this way you can actually focus on the content of the text and the meaning instead of being distracted by its appearance. Also, there is another thing that can be done with CAT tools, and it cannot be done with regular plain translation, and that is QA, quality assurance check. That it is done in a way that most of the times cannot be done manually by human touch. So in translation memories, which is called while translating, it is retrieved using entire segments or partially matching segments. There are also various ways. Trados 2007 and the older Trados 7 uses a separate program for storing and managing the translation memory. But other CAT tools use integrated translation memory in the same software. So you can check the translation memory if you want to search for a certain word or sentence or expression to see how it has been translated before and to keep consistency. And you can also edit it in most of the CAT tools. And then you can export it. So that means more translators in the same project or on consecutive project can basically use the translation many times and still keep it keeping in consistency and basically skipping the translation that has already been done. The translation memory can come in various formats, and TMEX is the most used by most cats because it means translation memory exchange, and it is accepted by most softwares that deal with translation. But you can also have it as TXT or SDLTM from Studio or MTM. Usually, most CAT tools have not only an exchange universal accepted format, but also their proprietary format. Now, at the end of the translation, even if it is made by a single translator or by more translators, we can do something that it cannot be done on old-fashioned translating method, and that is quality assurance check. And what do you check by this? You check that the same sentence or word, for instance, the name of a product, it is translated in the same way all over the files. You can check more than one file. And you can also check if a single source was translated in the same way, or if there is an error and the same target corresponds to two sources, which is not correct. Also, you can check numeric match and dates, and if the terminology provided by the client was followed, or if some translation was skipped. And also with quality assurance, you can check formatting issues if there are double blank left in the sentence, or other frequent mistakes like a blank inserted before a full stop or before a comma, or if the case of the translated segment is different by the case of the source, or if it ends differently. Well, however, there are some limitations in using CAT tools that must be considered, and that is usually CAT tools cannot be used on files that come from converted files from non-editable format, like most frequent being PDF. That is because the layout that is obtained upon a conversion is inconsistent. Also, some limitation may occur on heavy layout files that have drawings and diagrams and lots of tables. Sometimes for some CAT tools, it may make it worse. And also, many CAT tools won't accept files that contain a macro in Excel or in PowerPoint files that won't be accepted by CAT tools. Also, when translating with a CAT tools, the context may be overlooked. You cannot see the pictures or the layout that may be proven very useful when it comes to the right meaning. And also, sometimes it is a disadvantage to have the source overwritten with the target, because this is what is happening while using a CAT tool. Always the source is not written, is not kept, and the target is written next to it, but over it, replacing the source. So next time you'll start a translation or consider the way of making a translation, consider all these advantages and disadvantages, but most of the time the CAT tools are better to be used for a translation than the plain, regular, old-fashioned translation.